So I'm going to do the in-vehicle pre-trip inspection. So I'm going to show them that I know what it means to buckle in before I start anything. So I'm going to buckle in first. I'm buckled in. Now I'm going to show them what a safe start is. I'll explain that my parking brake's engaged. My truck is in neutral. I can start this truck. I'm going to turn the lights on at this point. And then I'm going to get ready for the air brake check. I'll explain to the examiner that right now I'm at the safe level. Both my air tanks are between 90 and 120 psi. However, if I were below that, I might have to rev the gas a little bit to get these needles in that zone, the safe level. So at this point right now, I'm getting ready for the air brake check. So I'll explain to the examiner that I think of it as A leg: air loss test, low air alarm test, emergency brake test, and governor cutoff switch test. I'm starting out with the air loss test. I'm going to press and hold the brake pedal here. I'm going to release the parking brake. I'm going to turn my truck off. And then back to the on position. 2 clicks up, you'll see those warning lights up briefly. I'm going to press and hold the brake pedal here. When I press and hold it, I have a firm grip on it, but I'm not pushing right into it. I just just resting my foot and kind of light pressure. So my tanks right now, they're at about, let's say about 95 psi. I'm going to time myself for 1 minute. I'm either going to use my phone to time myself for that, or a watch, or I can use this on the clock, or maybe sometimes the examiner will help you out with that. So you're going to time yourself for the longest minute of your life. When that minute's up, you'll say it's been a minute. My gauges are still at 95 psi. I did not lose 3 psi in that 1 minute. Now I'm going to do the low air alarm warning check. A lot of words there. I'm going to pump the brake pedal here, and somewhere before 55 psi, I should both hear and see the low air alarm. Once more, before 55 psi, I should both hear and see the low air alarm. Start fanning the brakes. I both hear and see the low air alarm right around 60 psi. So now I'm going to do the emergency brake test. I'm going to continue fanning the brakes, and somewhere between 45 psi and 20 psi, my emergency brake will pop out. My emergency popped out right around 38 psi. I'm going to start the truck and make sure that my emergency brake holds. Start the truck up, put it in drive, give it a little gas. My emergency brake holds. So now I'm going to bring my tanks back up to a safe level. These 2 needles here should be somewhere between 90 and 120 psi. Once they get up there, I'll let you know that they're in the safe level. So my truck is in neutral, my parking brake's engaged here. I'm going to rev the gas pedal here. Both my air tanks are back at the safe level. They're at 90 psi. I'm going to continue holding the gas here. And I want these needles to climb to somewhere between 120 and 140 psi. When that happens, I should hear the governor cutoff switch, somewhere between 120 and 140 psi. tried the governor cutoff switch right around 130 psi. My governor cutoff switch works. So now I'm going to get ready for the. Now I'm going to get ready to do the parking brake. So to do the parking brake, I'm going to put my vehicle into drive. I know that my parking brake's engaged. I'm going to pull against it to make sure my parking brake holds within the safe level. My parking brake holds. We don't have a trailer, so we just ignore this red valve. So now I'm going to get ready to do the service brake check. I'll put it back into drive. I'll explain to the examiner that I'm going to release the parking brake. I'm going to pull forward and apply the service brake. My service brake works, and it doesn't pull on either side. Now I'm going to pull the parking brake now and finish up the rest of the INCAB, starting with the light indicators. I'll explain to the examiner that I don't see any ABS lights or engine warning lights at all. The only warning light I see is that parking brake. That tells me that my parking brake's engaged. So I have my left indicator here. I can see it, it's working. I have my right indicator, I can see it, it's working. I have my hazards, I can see them, they're working. And my high beam indicator light is working. And all my dash lights are working too. My emergency equipment. This right here are my spare fuses. I got 6 of them. They're unused and unopened. My DOT reflective triangles are underneath that passenger seat inside a red box. There should be 3 of them. They're not broken or cracked. None are missing. They're the proper color, red and orange. My fire extinguisher here is secured to the floor with that latch. That latch is locked. It's not loose. The extinguisher is not cracked or leaking at all. The safety pin's in place, and that needle's in the green zone, telling me that my extinguisher is fully charged. And we'll do the windshield and traffic monitoring devices. So starting with the windshield here, the windshield is clean and clear, not cracked or leaking anywhere at all. That seal's in place, you know, no legal stickers. There's nothing built up on my dash, nothing blocking my view. Traffic monitoring devices, we don't have a camera, a reverse camera, or a forward camera, or any sensors. We just have mirrors. So I have mirrors right here, and I have mirrors over there. They're all clean and clear, not cracked, and they're all adjusted to me. Also, there's nothing blocking my view. Once more, if they weren't adjusted to you, you just adjust them to you right here. And if it's raining out, go ahead and dry them off with that one. All right, so then next up is the wipers and washers. So I'm gonna come over here and just press this tab like so. And I'll say that my washer fluid is fully charged, it's evenly applied, it's cleaning the glass, the blades themselves are tight to the windshield, they're not loose, not worn through or missing, and securely mounted and functioning. Let's get that here, the wipers and washers, heater and defrost. All right. Turn that on to full blast air right here. This can be somewhere in the heat zone, but this has to be over to heater and defrost guy right there. So give it a second. Come up here and say, I feel air up here, and I feel air down here. The heater and defrost work. Now I'll make it comfortable for you and I. All right, so last up, we get to toot my horn. So we don't have horns, unfortunately, we just have a horn, so I'll toot this horn. Horn works. So if I didn't miss anything on my pre-trip or gloss over anything, didn't circle anything on my list here, I might say that at this point my pre-trip is complete. Please note that this pre-trip is not timed. So if you felt like you might have missed something or didn't elaborate on something specifically, especially if you're in a Class B, that the bed of the truck, they want you to talk about the bed, the security of that, no missing welds, all the tie downs are in place, they're not loose at all, no missing nuts or bolts, securely mounted. That's about it. So